Okay, here I am, back again. I don't even know what to talk about today. I guess the thing on my mind is, hey, I'd say you could turn off, like having something going on the screen. So I've been putting these videos up and actually sort of stopped last week because I was focusing so much on making my first video on my what will be my main channel, I suppose. And yeah, there's been so many iterations so far. I completely re-recorded, so I recorded all the audio, then I completely re-recorded all the audio, and then for some segments I like recorded it many times, and I'm still not very happy with it. And then I was creating this big diagram in a software that sort of makes flowcharts and stuff, and it just didn't really seem right. And so now I'm wanting to learn, gonna start using Blender to make some 2D animations, hopefully make it a bit more to the quality that I'm hoping for. And then learning all the video editing stuff has also been quite challenging, and there's just so many spinning plates. And the thing I kind of learned from these videos on this channel is that there was kind of like a spike in the viewers, like on my first handful of videos, and I think just because these videos aren't very entertaining, there wasn't a whole lot of I can't remember the word that it uses, but the people didn't really respond very well, and so the algorithm kind of just goes, and so no one's watching them anymore, which is totally fine because that's what this is all about. It's just me doing reps, just getting reps in, I suppose. But it's kind of led me to understand that, hey, maybe my first handful of videos should not just be, chucked out there, and I should get it to a position where I'm happy with it, proud of it. But I suppose there's lots of fear that I'm carrying around this, because I could easily see myself spending many weeks, months working on this, and then deciding to can it all together and not having actually completed or released anything at all. And that's something that I have done before in other projects, and it's hard for me to experience that, to see myself as being someone who doesn't complete things, and to have spent a bunch of time on something and then not finished it. I'm really trying to change that perception in myself, that I am someone who can rely on themselves to complete what they say they are going to complete, right? And so I'm now really trying to hold this balance where I do want to release something with a certain level of quality and professionalism, but I also want to release something, and I am afraid that I just won't even get to the point of putting something out there, because there's so many things that I've got to learn, so many things that are standing between me and getting to the point where I'm putting something out there that is of the quality that I really need to put out into the world to feel satisfied. And yeah, there's just so many aspects, you know. So I'm wanting to do this 2D animation stuff, and then I'm also wanting to, well, I'm learning the video editing software, and I'm learning how to use a camera and the audio, and currently my camera is on a like little clamp that is clamped to my tripod because I don't even have a quick release foot for this tripod. And so it's just a real hack way of doing it. And then what also, oh yeah, just the presentation side of things. Like, I recorded the voice, and it was all, I wrote out the script, and then I recorded it, and it sounded so boring, and so I thought, okay, well, I'll re-record it, and I re-record it. So actually, there's been 3 times completely all the way through, because I re-recorded it, and I was trying to go for like a Fireship style, where I had memes and stuff, and I was like, yeah, punching them out there, and then I was like, that's just not me, it's not my style, and I decided to re-record it again, where I was a bit more calm and relaxed, but a bit more peppy than the first time around. And yeah, I just haven't really gotten to an equilibrium yet where I'm like, this is entertaining, but it's still me, and yeah, I don't know where that is yet, and I suppose that is going to take time to figure out, but also, yeah, I also have the pressure of like, I'm not making any money at the moment, and I have a family, and that just that stresses me out. I mean, we're not in any dire financial situation right now, but yeah, it's not a great position to be in, and so it's like, okay, I want to be at least in a position where I can see a financial future with this. You know, there's progress happening, and maybe I'm not making money right now, but you know, I'm on the path. But currently I'm like at a point where it's like, if I stopped now, or you know, I'm just not even close to being where I want to be. And you know, it's almost absurd to say, okay, I want to start making money from YouTube, because like, I know that it can take like years to gather enough momentum or a following for that to be a reality. And you know, some people it never happens, but yeah, I think I've talked about it before, but the thing I really want from this is just to be able to follow my passions and pursuits, which are kind of eclectic, and there's not really going to be a career that I can choose that, you know, is giving me an outlet for so many of these creative parts of my life that I want to bring together. You know, I like building stuff with wood, and the other day I almost like impulsively bought a welder, because it's like, oh, I really want to build stuff with metal as well. So, you know, building with wood, building with other materials in the future. Electronics, I want to do more stuff with like Arduinos and, you know, software. I developed a website which I want to like create videos about how to do that from scratch. But then I also want to use that website to take data from the Arduinos and create dashboards and have a display for that. And then, you know, through the like sensors that you can get for Arduinos, I want to like start doing stuff around like building biology, so air quality, measuring water quality. Really want to look into like mold and how you can measure and, you know, maybe even have some kind of control system, which is like what I studied in engineering, so I can take measurements of certain things and then control, you know, air temperature or moisture level and things like that. And then, you know, one day I'm hoping to build my own house from scratch, which, you know, that's like building and architecture, which I've like had a bit of an interest in too. And I mean, like, it just keeps on going. There's like so many other things, music, which doesn't really fit in with all of this, but oh man, the like gardening, and you know, there's just, it almost seems like there's too many things, and maybe there is, but I think that's how it's meant to be. You know, we're not meant to be like so focused on such a narrow set of parameters and then just trying to optimize those and become an expert in just one thing. And I also see it as being what's, you know, one of the things that's so wrong with the world is that we have all of these silos, and you know, a silo, and it's hard to get communication between the two. Where if you have people who, you know, they've got some of this and some of this and some of this and some of this, and then they come together with someone else who has overlap in those, but then other things, and then, you know, it's not so siloed. It's more of a network of interests and ideas, disciplines, and yeah, it just, that feels like what is to me needed in this world. And so I'm trying to like cultivate that, and that's like at the essence of what I'm trying to achieve here, is like, what do I feel is really needed in this world? And you know, sometimes I kind of roll my eyes at myself because it's like, another YouTuber, probably not so needed in this world. But yeah, I also don't see all that many people doing what I think is needed. You know, I like started following all of these maker YouTube channels and stuff, and man, it's great. There's so much cool stuff, but then yeah, people are making kind of pointless shit, which, you know, good for them. That's fun. Do that. You know, what was it, the one that I laughed at the most, like using AI with facial recognition to track your face, to aim a water pistol filled with coffee to shoot it into your mouth. And it's like, there's so many great skills in there. That's awesome. Like facial recognition AI, you know, controlling the actuation of the water pistol and like shooting it, and you know, all the coding in that, and then there's going to be hardware related stuff, and yeah, that's awesome project, but also fucking pointless. You know, you film a video about it and then you chuck it in the closet because you're not actually going to be using that day to day. And yeah, I just really want to have like a practicality in what I'm doing, and also like real functional skills that I can teach people, that I'm cultivating in myself, and yeah, working at things that I think are also really needed in this world, like the building biology stuff. It's so niche at the moment, and yet I think it's going to really take off. Like putting more attention into cultivating the environment in which you live, you know, what you're exposed to. With like, people are like getting bits of it. It's like, oh, you don't want too much blue light before bed. Great. You know, you don't want to eat foods with pesticides. Great. You know, but there's just so much more to it. You know, you don't want to build your house out of materials that are poisonous. That is not something I hear anyone talking about. And until I came across it, I didn't really think about it either. You know, if something kind of stunk out the space, it was unpleasant, but it was just like, whatever, like it will go away, or I'll stop noticing it. But that's like, you want to smell those things and then be like, that is a thing that we need to address, we need to get rid of that. And yeah, I want to kind of bring together the human and robotic elements, like using sensors and capturing data, but then also using that to sort of validate what we as humans already know. You know, it's like, maybe not everyone notices this, but I smell pollution from cars. I smell smells and feel uncomfortable. And so I don't even need the sensors to say that stuff should go. But I know there's some level of like quantifying it that, yeah, I can really see those things feeding together. And there's definitely a culture of people who it's like, you want to rewild and love it, love that stuff so much, but then they're almost, what's the word? Troglodytes. It's another word for it. Not technophiles, technophobes. And yeah, it's like, we want more human and get rid of all of the, AI and, it's all bad. Automation's bad, but I can really see the two, if it exists in the world, I see there is meant to be here. It's like everything that is meant to be on some level. And that's not to say we don't want to change things for the better, but having a deeper sense of what's going on in your body and how your body's reacting to the environment, I think can be sort of in symbiosis with capturing data about your environment and really understanding that and using the two to sort of elevate the health of your environment and of yourself. Anyway, I had really fun today. Really fun. I had a lot of fun today. This was great. I'm going to try to do it every day this week because I skipped out last week because I was working so hard and stuff, but I think this is important. I want to keep doing it. Sweet. Ciao.